3 real stories. 1 terrifying theme, something is outside and it's not human. From a faceless figure at the window to a cursed camper and a girl with no eyes, this episode dives into pure nightmare fuel. You won't sleep after this. Welcome to Basement 13. Let's start with story 1. It was a quiet Friday night in early September. That strange time of year when the air feels heavy, still warm but dying. The trees stop dancing and the wind just watches. He was home from college, visiting his parents for the weekend. They'd gone to bed early upstairs. He stayed downstairs, phone in hand, TV on low, the usual lazy night. The living room was dim. 1 lamp, some sitcom playing in the background. The blinds on the sliding glass door were pulled halfway shut, but just enough open for him to catch a sliver of the backyard. And that's when he noticed movement. Something near the tree line. Not fast, not dramatic, just a shift in the shadows. He figured it was a raccoon, maybe a stray cat. Nothing new. But 10 minutes later, he glanced again, and this time, it was standing there. A figure, tall, thin, completely still, just watching from the edge of the yard. Not hiding, not moving, not blinking. He squinted, leaned toward the glass. Maybe it was a trick of the light? But then the motion sensor flicked on. Floodlights. Boom. Bright as hell. And that thing? It ran. Straight at the house. Not stomping. Not stumbling. Sprinting. He launched off the couch, heart in his throat, yanked the blinds closed like that would somehow stop it. Then, tap. A light, deliberate sound on the glass. Then again. Tap, tap, tap. Not knocking. Dragging. Like someone was running a cracked fingernail across the window, nice and slow. He grabbed the nearest thing, a steak knife from the kitchen, hands shaking so bad it almost slipped from his grip. Called 911. Tried to speak clearly, but his voice was breaking. The dispatcher stayed on the line. 10 minutes. 10 whole minutes. Tap, tap. Silence. When the cops showed up, it was like flipping a switch. Gone. No prints. No signs of forced entry. No alert on the security cams. The cops said maybe it was a prank. Or a drunk neighbor. But he knew. He knew what he saw. It wasn't human. The shape wasn't right. The way it moved. The face, or what he thought was a face. And the worst part? Nobody knew he was even home. Not friends. Not neighbors. Just his parents. Upstairs. Sleeping. Now every time he visits them, he checks that glass door. He locks it. Locks it. Double checks it. Because that thing out there? It didn't want in. It wanted him to know. It knew he was there. Now let's cover story 2. I worked night shift at a 24-hour gas station just outside Elko, Nevada. The kind of place that only truckers, lost tourists, and something wrong with them locals rolled into after 1 a.m. Most nights were dead quiet. Just me, a flickering fluorescent light, and the sound of flies hitting the bug zapper outside. But there was one night I still don't like talking about. It was around 2:40 a.m. I was mopping the floor when the security chime beeped. I looked up. No customer. I checked the pump cams. Pump 3 was active. But the vehicle wasn't a car. It was a camper van. Beat up. Rusted around the door like it had been rained on for 50 years. And just sitting there. Engine running. Lights off. I waited a few minutes. No one came in. I grabbed my flashlight, stepped outside, and called out. "You good out there?" No answer. The engine kept humming, but nobody opened the door. I took a few steps closer. The windows were tinted too dark to see in. That's when I noticed something. There was moisture on the inside of the glass. Like someone was breathing hard right against it, fogging it up from the inside. But when I leaned closer, a hand hit the window. Not slammed. Not tapped. Pressed. Hard. Fingers too long. Knuckles bent the wrong way. The skin fell. Greasy. Peeling. I backed up. Then another hand hit the driver's side. And another. And another. They started pressing from inside the camper. Like a dozen people were inside, trying to push through the glass. Then one of them licked the window. I'm not joking. I saw the tongue. Black. Swollen. Slithering like a worm. I turned and ran back into the station. Locked the door. Called the cops, but there was no signal. The landline was buzzing with static. And the security feed? Blank. Just channel after channel of white noise. Except one. Pump 3. Where the screen showed me. Standing outside. Even though I was inside now. And behind the me in the footage? A face. Smiling. No lips. Just gums and rows of baby-sized teeth. Then the lights cut out. Whole station went black. And I swear I heard something breathing right behind the snack aisle. A wet, fast, desperate kind of breath. Not human. Not okay. I didn't breathe. Didn't move. When the power came back 2 minutes later, the camper was gone. Not driving off. Gone. Like it was never there. The cops showed up around 4:30. I didn't even know I called them. They said I sounded panicked. But the landline showed no outgoing call. They checked the footage. Nothing on pump 3. Just static. Now, every time I see a camper on the highway, I get this smell in my nose. Rotting meat mixed with rain. And I wonder, what if it wasn't a camper at all? What if it was just a shell, carrying something that still knows I looked at it? Story 3. It was a Sunday night in late October, the kind where the sky looks bruised and the wind feels like it's carrying something older than cold. I was house sitting for my aunt. Big place, middle of nowhere, surrounded by cornfields and silence. Just me, a German shepherd named Max, and 5 acres of don't go outside after dark. It started around 11:30 p.m. I was reading in the living room when Max started growling. Not barking, growling. Well, teeth bared. Then I heard it. 3 knocks. At the back door. Now here's the part that made my stomach twist. No one ever comes to the back door. It opens into the field. No driveway. No path. Just corn. I grabbed a flashlight and went to the kitchen window. That's when I saw her. A little girl. No older than 6. Wearing a white dress, barefoot, standing perfectly still in the dirt. Looking straight at the door. Except, her face was turned the wrong way. Not tilted. Fully rotated. Like her head was on backward. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and when I looked again, she was at the front door. No footsteps, no sound, just there, standing on the porch. Same position, head still backward, hands at her sides. Max lost it, barking, snarling, full attack mode. I'd never seen him like that. I locked every door, every window, turned off all the lights, but then she knocked again, slower this time. 3 long knocks. Let me in. The voice didn't match her body. It was deep, like gravel, like something choking on smoke. You forgot me. I didn't know what that meant. I'd never seen this girl in my life. She kept knocking. You promised. I backed away, shaking, holding a fireplace poker in my hand like it would do anything. Then every light in the house flickered and blew out. Boom. Silence. Max was whimpering now, tail between his legs. And the knocking? It was coming from inside the house. I ran to the closet, shut the door, crouched low. Didn't move. Didn't breathe. I swear I heard her voice, whispering, "Don't forget me this time." I woke up the next morning on the living room floor. No memory of falling asleep. Everything was fine. Windows unbroken. Doors locked. Max was asleep on the rug like nothing happened. I thought maybe it was a dream. A breakdown. Sleep paralysis. Until I saw the dirt tracks. Little barefoot prints. Leading from the back door to the front, and stopping right behind the couch. A week later, my aunt called. Said she checked the doorbell cam from that night. Said the feed was corrupted, except for one still frame. She sent it to me. It showed the little girl, standing on the porch, smiling, head backward, no eyes. And in the reflection of the glass, she wasn't alone. There was another figure standing behind me. Now, every October, I hear 3 knocks on my apartment door. Always at night. Always when I'm alone. And I never answer, because whatever I promised her, she remembers, even if I don't. If your lights flicker tonight, if you hear a knock at your window, just remember, some stories aren't stories, they're warnings. Hit that subscribe button and join us down here in Basement 13, where the truth is darker than the fiction. New nightmares drop weekly. We'll be waiting. Candle, don't listen alone.